With the recent success of the Mario movie, I thought it would be a good idea to beat every mainline Mario game in one stream. My goal was to start on a Friday evening and be done by Sunday evening. I was allowed to take breaks, but the entire time the stream needed to stay online. In some games I have more experience than in others, so I didn't know if I can finish everything in time. The rules would be that I would need to finish all of the games without any glitches. So no 16 star in Super Mario 64 or whatever this is in Mario Land 2 for example. Secret exits are allowed though. Also in every game I can decide which version I would pick, so if there is a remake of a game available which I would be more confident with, I can choose that version. So I turned on my stream with a timer for each game and started of course with the first Super Mario Bros. I felt very confident with the game since I speedrun it on a regular basis. I started the game, did go through the first 2 levels and took the first secret exit. I managed to make my way through the next 2 levels and the secret exit to World 8 and immediately died. But it was okay since it's not that much of a time loss until I die again. And again. Since this was the beginning of the Mario Marathon, I reset the entire run, which is something I didn't do for the other games. But since this was the first game, I decided that this would be okay. So again, I did go through the first secret exit into World 4 and the next secret exit into World 8. This time I managed to go through all the levels without a single death and beat the first game with the timer at roughly 6 minutes. Next up was Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which is by far the hardest game in the entire series, and one of the only games I really trained for this stream. For this game I chose the Mario All-Stars version, since if you get the game over you can start from the level beginning instead of from the very beginning of the game. If I say this game is difficult, I really mean it. I talk about mushrooms that kill you, invisible blocks, weird to find secret exits, and overall really hard jumps. I mean, look at the first secret exit.
So first, we're gonna go up, we have to go up here. Then instead of going forward, we have to go into that pipe. After that, it's still not finished. We have to do all this stuff. Let us get hit, so we are little. Go over here. And find these invisible blocks to go into the exit. Who the f*** Nintendo thought that people are gonna find this?
After some deaths I managed to get through the next few levels until I ended up in level 4-4. Let's just say I had some problems in this level.
That was so stupid. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I'm afraid. Oh my god, I thought that he would jump 20 minutes. No, that would not be. I mean, this is harder than the final boss in the last game. I just want to finish that level. Oh my god! What the heck? Are you? What am I supposed to do here?
Anyway, I took the next secret exit in level 5-2 and ended up in World 8. The first 2 levels weren't that much of a problem, but something to note out here is how weird the second level of World 8 is. I think I explained it the best in the stream.
This level is such a weird level. I remember, because it's like an infinite loop. Except if you find like a secret exit, or not like a secret exit, but the main exit, and where you find it is so weird. Like here you have to go on that block, and then there's a wine in there, and then you can finish the level. Otherwise it's just an infinite loop.
After 2 really hard levels and some deaths, I did make my way through this game, which I was very glad that it was over. Up next was Super Mario Bros. 2, which is very different than all of the other Mario games. I think most of you know the reason for that. I once again chose the Mario All-Stars version for this game, since you have unlimited continues there. The first 2 levels I decided to pick Toad, since he is by far the fastest character in the game. After a death and 2 boss fights, we ended up in the 3rd level. For the rest of the game on, I chose Peach, since she would allow me to float above a lot of enemies, which would be very beneficial. Something to note out here is how interesting the secret exits are in this game. After ending up in World 4, we managed to make our way to the next secret exit and skipped another world. In World 6, I took an intentional game over so I could restart the world with more lives again and had some interesting conversations with chat.
Oh my god. Who's that? No. Hasoda, what did you do? No. I'm not one of them. Please leave me alone. I just want to play some Mario. I just want to play some Mario games.
There's some more levels and another boss fight. And another boss fight. And another boss fight. Gosh, how many boss fights are in this game? We did arrive at the last level. After we managed to go through this labyrinth of a level, we ended up at probably the most boring final boss fight in the entire series. Seriously, you just stand there and throw vegetables into his mouth. After waking up from this stream of a game, we did have one of my favorite games ahead of us. Super Mario Bros. 3 is personally my favorite 2D Mario game. I once again chose the Mario All-Stars version for this game, since it looks and sounds a lot nicer. The sad thing is that although I love the game, I think the any % speedrun of the game is kinda lame. The way it works is that you get 2 warp whistles in World 1, so you can warp directly to World 8. You can get the first warp whistle in level 1-3 by going into the background of the level. The second warp whistle is located in the first castle of the game, where you have to fly up here and take a secret door. After that you play through World 8 as normal, which contains a lot of auto-scrollers that are very slow. I stocked up some items in the hand levels, which are very important since the Tanuki suit would allow me to fly over a lot of parts in the level. Something to note out is how much luck I had while playing this game.
Oh, okay, that was... Oh my god. Oh. What the f***?
After beating the level with the angry sun, which by the way freaked me out as a kid, I mean seriously, look at this thing. We had to play through the most confusing level in the game. It took me hours to beat this as a kid. I mean, first you have to go through this door, which you can't enter without a mushroom, then go to the very end of that corridor with a Tanuki, destroy these blocks, not go into the door at the end and instead activate this P-switch and go into this specific door. Can you really blame me? How are you supposed to figure this out on your own? After another auto-scroller we had to beat the final level, which is a very great level by the way. The final boss fight of the game is luckily very easy. Basically you just stand there and wait until he falls into his inevitable doom. Next up was Super Mario Land, the first Mario game on a handheld. I really like the game, although it is very short and easy. The music is great and I love short but replayable games. Most important for me is that I would stock up a lot of lives since you have to start from the very beginning when you game over, which I wanted to avoid at any cost. I try to always go into the top exit since you get a chance to get some lives that way. What I like about this game too is that the setting is so different than from other games. For example, some levels are based on the Easter Island, which is something you don't see that often. I had some deaths in the game, but luckily as planned out, I had stocked up a bunch of lives. After the very interesting shoot 'em up level, we managed to make our way through this very short game. The next game is a fan favorite and my second favorite 2D Mario game, Super Mario World. I don't think I have to explain why this game is so great. Everybody already knows how good the game is. First we played through the first world as normal. After making our way through the first world, it was important that we get the feather power up and take the first secret exit. Following that we have managed to get to the secret water level where we also have to take the secret exit. After that and some funny messages in chat, we once again have to take the secret exit, but this time in the ghost house, where we encounter a secret boss fight against this big boo. After taking this route we end up in the Star World, where we have to take every secret exit in each of the levels. So we take the secret exit in level 1, the secret exit in level 2, the secret exit in level 3, and finally the secret exit in level 4, where we needed to fly to the exit with our Yoshi and get the key with the feather power. After so many secret exits, we landed at the final level, where we had to make our way through 2 doors and this disco room, where at the end of the door Bowser would await us. The Bowser boss fight in this game is, in my opinion, the first final boss fight in Mario that is truly great, although it is very easy. Until now I didn't have that much problems with the games, and I'm really glad with how everything went, but that would soon come to an end with Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins. Although being a great game, Super Mario Land 2 is by far the game I am the least experienced in. I've beaten this game only one time before, and I don't remember that much about it. In addition to that, the structure of the game allows you to go into every world in the order you want, and I didn't really have that much of a plan of the entire order of the worlds I would take. I had one plan going in, which was just like in Super Mario Land 1, that I would need to stock up a bunch of lives to avoid a game over at all costs. The game over in this game is brutal, but more about that later. After making our way through the first level, I decided to go into the big house stage because it contains the only secret exit we need to take in this game. After taking the secret exit, we had to make our way through this bonus level, which is always fun. Following that, we beat the first boss stage of the game. So this game works as follows. You have to go into every world and defeat the boss of it. With each boss you defeat, you get a coin. If you get all 6 coins, you can go into the final level, therefore the name of the game. The reason why I wanted to avoid the game over is because if that happens, you lose all coins and you have to defeat every boss again. Anyway, next off I decided to go into the space world, which first requires us to get through this level, where we can basically fly through everything. We made our way through space, which I always like as a level topic, and ended up at this boss fight. This guy was tough. I had a lot of problems and was constantly dying. In fact, the boss brought so much despair upon me that I was thinking to myself if I should quit the whole thing entirely. Although I had some doubts, I eventually beat him and was able to move on. After accidentally playing a level that I didn't need to, I decided to go next into the tree area. After some really easy levels and a really easy boss fight, seriously, why was the other one so hard? I realized that there is a game where you can stock up a bunch of lives that I forgot about, which I wish other Mario games did as well. Next up was the water world. After flying through everything with one of the greatest power-ups ever created, and swimming through the rest, we defeated the next boss and continued to the world inside the giant Mario, which is a great level concept by the way. After some deaths, it was clear that the game was getting a bit too mean. Following that we defeated the boss, which took a lot of time, and we were finally ready to tackle the final world. Something I have to praise is that every world in this game has a fantastic theme, which I wish they would do again for future 2D Mario games. In one of the levels I took an accidental secret exit, which took me into a level I didn't want, which was kind of funny. After having some problems with the witch boss fight, we finally had every coin, which allowed us to go into the final level. I couldn't wait to be done with this game. But if you know this game, the final level is really hard. I was really nervous because I didn't want to get a game over at any cost. I had 10 lives left, which sounds like a lot, but it's very possible to lose them very quickly. So let's see how it did go.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared. What? How? How should I dodge that? Like the buttons on the... I think I do. Oh, okay. I remember that you can just walk on these. Yeah. Really? And now the final boss fight. Come on. Really? Oh, you get a power up. You get What? Okay, one hit, I think. No! No!
Yep, I did die at the last hit before the game was over. It was devastating. After dying some more, I was afraid that I would game over. With 2 lives left and the boss again, this happened.
No. No, 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 no. Thank you.
Yes, that's right, we managed to clutch out the final boss and luckily it didn't game over. After a bit of a low point in the entire marathon, I was able to have the hardest game, Lost Levels, and the game I'm the worst at, Mario Land 2, out of the way. I was motivated to play Mario 64 since it would be the first 3D game in the marathon, and was being happy that Mario Land 2 is over. On top of that, the movement in Mario 64 is great, which, I mean, I'm sure if you watch this you know this already. So I made a new save and started the game. We didn't do laggy to skip since this would be considered a glitch. Remember that we are doing this entire thing glitchless. After getting some stars, we were up against King Womp, where we accidentally did a glitch.
That's a glitch, right? Don't tell anybody.
Following that, we did get some more stars and did the wing cap star to unlock it. After getting more stars in Cool Cool Mountain and drowning a lot in Jolly Roger Bay,
Again. Wait, maybe I can grab the star and...
Really? We did make our way onto the first Bowser fight. After some very bad Bowser throws, we got into the basement and unlocked the invisibility head. As I was playing, I was starting to feel some tiredness and got more and more exhausted, to the point where I screwed up some of the routes of some stars.
Wait, no! It's starting to get really tiring.
Something I didn't mention was that I had a whole day of work behind me before I started the stream, and it was really starting to get to me. Anyway, we did get a lot more stars in the basement, especially in Lethal Lava Land and Hazy Maze Cave, unlocked the metal cap on the way and got to the second Bowser stage. Upstairs we collected more stars and everything went good for the most part, until Snowman's Land.
And this is the easiest star in the game. Wait. No! I just said it's the easiest star in the game. Are you kidding me? Really? Thanks. What the heck? Was so stupid, no. Are you kidding me? My concentration is so low. With the stars. Everything is going bad right now.
Yeah, it was clear that I needed a break after the game. I got some more stars, got to the final Bowser fight, missed some throws, yeah I'm really bad at them, and took a roughly 45-minute break. After taking a break, I felt refreshed and felt like I had what I needed to continue playing. I was really looking forward to playing Mario Sunshine again because I think, despite its flaws, it's a great game with amazing movement. After getting the Flood Pack and watching around 8 minutes of cutscenes where they want to put Mario into jail or something.
The guilty party sits among us. It is none
Among
other
Us.
And rescuing Princess Peach from Shadow Mario, we were off to the first world, Bianco Hills. Directly in the first world we can skip the first mission with the help of these enemies and make our way to our first real boss fight. After getting through 2 more missions we end up at one of the worst missions in the game. After just having fought against PD Piranha, you have to fight against him again, but this time he constantly flies away, enemies from the ground come after you, you get hit by tornadoes, and overall it's just an annoying fight all around. Finishing off the world, we continue with Rico Harbor where we have to rip apart this giant blooper, surf across the water, rip apart the blooper again, dying to some questionable hitboxes,
What?
and defeating another boss, we end up at the infamous Sandbird. I never thought that this stage is as hard as people say.
Wait, no. No. Okay, that was just stupid. What? Wait, what?
Yes, that happened. Adding insult to injury, I forgot to save after the last mission, so I had to do a whole boss fight over again.
I didn't save, and because of that I have to do this again? Really?
Anyway, I'm sure that won't happen to me again. After finishing off the world, we are allowed to watch some interesting cutscenes.
But this cutscene is so weird.
We destroy the Mecha Bowser, do some more missions in the park and continue up until the Manta boss fight in the hotel world. After almost dying,
I need some coins, what the heck?
we are allowed to gamble our soul away in the casino and get some pretty bad luck in the Boo boss fight.
Like constantly.
The next world was pretty uneventful. We ripped apart this guy for the 3rd time, cleaned the eel's teeth and did some racing, which finally landed us at the last world. The first 2 missions went great, but let's just say the 3rd not so much.
Okay. That was pretty bad. No, not again. Dude.
And yes, I forgot to save once again.
No, I forgot to save. I didn't save. Wait, really? I didn't save.
So I had to redo the first 2 missions once again. After I finished those, I was glad that I was at the 3rd mission again. Just to die again. And again. And again. And again. Yeah, it was clear that I would need a quick break after Sunshine again. After finishing off the world and some terrible throws, we were finally at the final level after a lot longer than expected. Seriously, I didn't expect that Sunshine would take me this long. We finished off the game to probably one of the worst final bosses in the series and finally moved on to our next game. As stated, I really like Sunshine, but those fails truly messed me up. After a quick break, New Super Mario Bros. For the DS was the next game in line. Starting the game off, the first thing we need to do is finish the first 2 levels. After that, our goal is to get a blue shell, since we need it for the first secret exit in the game. Because the only way to get a blue shell is through toad houses or the flying item boxes, we replayed the second level to get the power up. After getting the power up, we needed to be very careful that we don't lose it and take the secret exit in the first castle, which opens the cannon and allows us to continue in World 5. Since we have the blue shell, we can just demolish everything in our way. Okay, I guess not then. We make our way to the second level in the world, take the secret exit there, which I surely didn't forget where it was.
Wait, I actually missed the secret exit? Oh, it's here. It isn't? Okay, I think I remember. Yeah, okay.
And make our way to the ghost house. Taking the secret exit there allows us to go into World 8. The next few levels were pretty uneventful until this happened.
Oh! That's so lucky.
The blue shell allows you to swim much faster in the water, so that was a nice surprise. We make our way through the next few levels, kill Bowser, despite him already being dead, until we reach the final level, which is by the way one of the greatest final levels in the entire series. Luckily we had a fire flower with us, which made the final boss fight very easy. So yeah, New Super Mario Bros. Went very smoothly overall. Following that, we had one of the greatest games ever created before us, Super Mario Galaxy. I was so excited to play Galaxy again, since the last time I fully completed it was in 2016. I have to mention that it was long in the middle of the night, or to be more precise, the night was almost basically over at this point, so although being very excited, I was also very tired. Galaxy also being the longest game up until now, also kind of scared me. Succeeding one of the greatest openings in any game I know, we wake up and let me just say, hearing that music again filled me with so much joy.
Oh, it's such a beautiful beginning, too. It's so nostalgic.
After meeting my favorite Mainline Mario character and freeing the Grand Star, we start off at the first real mission, defeat the first boss and get our second star. Following some more missions, we get one of my favorite power-ups, the bee mushroom. I mean, look at it. Whoever at Nintendo had the idea to turn Mario into a bee is a genius. Following that, we go on some surfing and finish the first Bowser level. After an entire hour of playing Galaxy, we were sitting at a star total of 12. Yep, I didn't lie when I said Galaxy would take long. After defeating some more bosses, rolling our way through and having our first boss fight with the big man himself, I started to definitely feel the tiredness more and more, which you could definitely also hear in my voice.
Oh, it's just a lie. I thought you get a bunch of star bits for that.
I got more quiet and also made some stupid mistakes. I was so tired at this point that I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, the next few stars were pretty uneventful. We made our way to airships here and there, did some ice skating and flew through the skies. I was so tired at this point that I wasn't sure if I should go to sleep and continue after. That was until user Kobe's Kobe joined the chat. He made this part of the stream 100 times more bearable. He came into chat and brought some interesting topics into the stream. Having someone like that to talk to me made me a lot more motivated to continue playing. We talked about different things like which power-ups suck and don't suck.
I actually think the spring mushroom is kind of cool. It's probably the fire flower. Like you can't do that much stuff with it and you always have to stress with it. I mean, I guess so with the ice flower too, but I think the ice flower has a really cool concept behind it. I love the bee mushroom. What makes it cool for me isn't especially the power you gain with it. It's more like that the levels you have to use it in are designed like a beehive and you really feel like a bee.
About the different speedrun categories there are.
I think it only makes sense in like... If you've seen the speedrun of Mario Land 2 for example, like you just glitch through everything. I think then it makes sense to make a glitchless category, but also...
What a glitch really means.
Everything happens for a reason, right? Not that everything makes sense, but... I mean, there's a reason why a glitch is happening, right?
Apart from a lot of other topics. What also helped me a lot is that Kobe was more familiar with the speedrun route than me. I only played the game casually and I really liked that I had someone to help me to avoid some unnecessary stars, which would only take me longer.
This is the first worst star in the game? What is the worst star in your opinion?
After a few fails because I can't aim.
Okay, apparently my aim is not good. Fireball. No. Okay, that was really bad. That was really bad. How did that not... I'm sorry.
I was struggling which stars I should do, because we needed 60 stars to go into the final level. But luckily our hero Kobe helped me out a lot. So we got onto the last few stars and finally were allowed to go into the best final level the Mario series has to offer. Seriously, it's just perfect. Finishing off with my favorite mainline Mario boss fight, we were finally done with Galaxy after 4.5 hours. Surely there wouldn't be a game that would top this one, right? After hearing a baby crying for around 3 minutes since I grabbed some water, the next game in line was New Super Mario Bros. Wii. A very short game in comparison to what we just went through. New Super Mario Bros. Wii is in fact also the first 2D Mario game I ever played. Starting the game off, what was immediately important is that we would grab the propeller mushroom and keep it for as long as possible, since it would allow us to fly over a lot of enemies and tough areas. We play the first 2 levels as normal and take the secret exit in level 3 to go directly to World 5. A good thing is that we still kept our propeller mushroom. Well, anyway, we continued through the castle and through the really slow poison level. If you play this game you know it. Until we finally landed at the ghost house where we needed to take our second secret exit. Arriving at World 8, we first have to dodge some meteors and get another secret exit. Next up was my favorite level in the game. I played this roller coaster up and down with my brother back in the days. Following that we finish off the airship and Bowser Jr. and make our way to the final level of the game. We jumped through it until Bowser stood in the way between us and Peach, where we beat an amazing boss fight and finished the game. At this point I was so bummed out, because although taking breaks I didn't sleep at all after starting the challenge, which I really started to feel. Especially since the next game that was up was Super Mario Galaxy 2, which would be the longest game out of every game on the list. Starting off the game, we have an intro sequence that is by far lamer than in the first game. This can also be seen as something positive for this challenge since it gets us far quicker to the gameplay. We got our first star, activated our starship and got into the next mission. Luckily you couldn't notice my exhaustion in the gameplay.
No.
Just kidding, it was really starting to show. I did some more missions, met Yoshi for the first time and got to use the amazing power-ups of Galaxy 2. I still hope that the Cloud Flower makes a return someday in the future. We got into the first Bowser level where we needed to help this dragon remove its pimples and managed to get into the second world. I was feeling more and more that I was starting to breathe really weirdly and my heart rate was going up, which is a great reminder for me to mention that it's not healthy to play that long without any sleep and you shouldn't try this at home. I continued on, finished some more stars, learned how to fly and skated above this beautiful looking stage. After that I finally decided that it was time for me to take a break after over an hour of playing Galaxy 2.
I need it right now. Gonna eat something and gonna lay down a bit. And then let's see. Gonna be... Don't know when I'm gonna be back right now, but I'm also breathing a bit weirdly, so I have to see if that break is a bit longer.
I ended up sleeping for roughly 4 hours until I returned to playing. That was a much needed break and I felt refreshed to continue, although I still felt kind of tired. With newly found motivation, we continued on through one of the nice looking stages and on to the next Bowser stage, where we crushed Bowser for the first time. Sadly, the boss fight in this game is not nearly as cool as in Galaxy 1. Next up were probably my two favorite stages of this game. First off, this tree level where you have to go up the tree and slide down from it, and second off, this beautiful stage which shows off the abilities of the Cloud Flower wonderfully. Also, I don't think I have to say this, but the music in this game is wonderful. Probably with the first Galaxy my favorite soundtrack in the entire series. We made our way slowly but surely, getting more and more stars. We got through the ice stage, through the ghost stage and through the rolling ball stage until we landed at my favorite boss fight of this game. Here you need the bullet bill Bowser Jr. throws at you and shoot it back to him. It's not that hard, but I really like how it's set up and that you have to use Yoshi for it. Next we got through a few more uninteresting stars until we were at another favorite of mine, where the entire stage revolves around the chain jump. You also have to use the spring mushroom a lot, which I've noticed is very hated, but to be honest I kinda like it. I know that the controls aren't the best, but I think that makes for a fun challenge. The rest of Galaxy 2 went pretty unusual. We got through the stages relatively as normal, but it took a really long time. It's a very slow game, but a really fun one at that. At some point we needed to go back and grab some extra stars to progress. To grab some star bits we needed for Luma, I played this stage a couple times, since it allows for some quick and easy star bits. We got 70 stars and because of that we were allowed to fight the final boss of the game. We made our way through the stage and after dying one time...
Yeah, the cloud is...
What was that?
No! That was so stupid.
We finished Bowser off in an epic showdown. Also something happened to me that never happened before in my life.
No, wait. I almost did get hit. I didn't even know that was possible.
After luckily not getting hit, we finished off Galaxy 2. I was happy that we could finally finish off the two Galaxy games, because they take such a long time. And hey, even Kobe's Kobe returned at the end, which was a great surprise. We took a break and continued with Super Mario 3D Land. Although I'd played it over and over again on my 3DS as a kid, I don't particularly remember that much of the game. It's overall not that memorable. Something I had to adjust to is that this is the first game where I actually have to collect the star coins.
Wait, I forgot. I already forgot to collect the star coin, which is down there.
In all other games they were optional, but now they are required to progress through the game. In World 1-2 we took one of the two secret exits in this game, and through that continued with World 2. I noticed that while I was playing I was starting to get tired again. Turns out 4 hours of sleep after being awake for over an entire day isn't a whole lot. We played up until level 4-2 where we took the second secret exit, where we could once again skip forward to the next world. The game is pretty generic, but I really like it. I think it fits perfectly on a handheld where it is more the case that you play maybe 1 to 2 levels and do something else and come back over and over again. For this challenge it was not really that interesting though. Luckily, because we did collect a lot of star coins, we didn't have to backtrack that much. We needed exactly 100 star coins to beat the final boss. After making our way to Bowser, we managed to defeat him and take back Princess Peach.
Let's go.
Being really tired at this point, I said to myself that I would beat one more game until I would go to sleep again. Luckily next we had a really short game in New Super Mario Bros. 2, which is somehow the third New Super Mario Bros. Game. This is probably the least liked mainline Mario game, and to be honest, I can kinda understand it. It's not that bad, but it's just bland. We made our way onto the first castle and took the first secret exit there. Something I really like is that the cannons in this game function quite differently. Instead of just being shot into a world, you have to complete a short obstacle course, which is at least something. Getting into the special world mushroom, we have to make our way through a slow auto-scrolling water level, which is always fun. We get the secret exits in the ghost house, complete one more level, where we have to complete another auto-scroller, and make our way into the next special world. Going into the special world, we can take another secret exit directly in the first level, and make our way to World 6. The only thing I wanted at this point is to sleep again.
Final level of the game, and I can finally sleep again.
There was really nothing special that happened here. We got to the final level, defeated Bowser in a really lame boss fight, and beat the game. After this game we had 4 games left. Since I was doing really good in regards of time, I took a long break, so I can refresh my energy. After going to sleep and waking up again, I wasn't exactly sure on how long I slept at first. Turns out I slept around 9 hours, which definitely refreshed me and made me motivated to finish the last 4 games.
Starting off with New Super Mario Bros. U, which was the last 2D Mario game we had to complete. Wait, they haven't made a new 2D Mario game since 2012? Seriously, Nintendo? That's over a decade ago. I think it's time to make a new one.
So, turns out they announced a new 2D Mario game while I was editing this. Just like with all the other New Super Mario Bros. Games, we take the secret exit in the first world. Continuing in the 5th world, we chose the right path since I liked that level more. After going through the really slow castle, seriously, does anybody like these slow moving levels? We defeat the boss and carry on till we are at the ghost house. Taking a secret exit there, we can move up to the clouds till we land at World 7. We beat the levels until the next ghost house, take another secret exit there, beat the castle in World 7 and end up in World 8. Beating the levels there allows us to go to the final castle and beat Bowser. There's really not a whole lot to say here, it's just another New Super Mario Bros. Game. What surprised me though is that the game is longer than expected, clocking in at around 1 hour. Most of the other New Super Mario Bros. Games took around half of that. Following that up, next we have Super Mario 3D World. I chose the Switch version for 2 reasons. First off, the running speed is much faster and I also have never beaten the game on Switch before, so I wanted to do that. For almost the entire game I decided to play Toad, since he's the fastest character in the game. This is the second game where we have to collect additional collectibles to progress, this time the green stars, which I needed to get adjusted to again. Something else I needed to get adjusted to, which really took me a long time, is the sheer speed of the game. It's so much faster than on the Wii U, which I really like. Like in 3D Land, there is a secret exit in level 1-2 which allows us to skip an entire world. Since we didn't have a catsuit though, we needed to go back to the first level to get a catsuit that allows us to get to the secret exit. While playing 3D World, I felt the really strong urge of wanting to complete this challenge. I couldn't wait to be done with it. Although I love Mario to death, playing so many games in such a short time really messed a bit with me. 3D World is luckily a very easy game though, until you get to the special worlds, which we are not playing in this challenge though. So we made our way through the game, were careful that we collect enough green stars and took the second secret exit in level 4-2.
There's another what? Warp pipe? With which we can go into World 5.
You need a lot more green star in this game to progress than you needed star coins in 3D Land.
So how many will we need for this? I hope we're on track with the green stars. Alright. Maybe not.
We had some stupid deaths.
I mistimed that so much. Really? I want to do a long jump, come on. Really? That's like the easiest boss in the game. I jumped! I didn't know you die when you jump in there directly. He's so fast!
But other than them, it was really going smoothly. In comparison to 3D Land, this game is by far more memorable than that game. At some points in the game we had to go back to collect some green stars.
I think we're gonna go through all the levels that we skipped in World 1.
Going into the final world, I felt very confident. It was mostly going smooth.
Alright.
Hey, I said mostly. Defeating Bowser after a really stupid death.
Boss fights in this. Some people say this is like one of the best boss fights in the series.
We beat 3D World and only had 2 more games ahead of us. I was so motivated to go into Mario Odyssey. It's by far, besides the first Super Mario Bros. The game I'm the best at, since I used to speedrun the any % category when the game came out. I'm no pro speedrunner by any means, but I used to be pretty decent. We started the run and ran through Cap Kingdom without any problems. In Cascade Kingdom I sadly missed Dino Skip once, but I got it right after.
Okay, we got it.
And made it through Sand, Lake and Wooded Kingdom without too many problems. I had to make sure to take enough coins with me for the shop moons, but otherwise I just did go by muscle memory. In Cloud Kingdom I tried to do the fast strat for Bowser, but sadly messed it up 3 times. We died 1 time in Lost Kingdom and afterwards got through Metro Kingdom without any problems. In Snow Kingdom we had some problems making it up here.
No! Dude!
But otherwise got through it relatively quickly. In Seaside Kingdom I had problems because I messed up the route and didn't remember where I needed to go. So because I panicked, I picked a random story moon which lost a lot of time.
I'm just gonna take that moon. I don't know which one I forgot to take.
In Luncheon Kingdom we had a fail in the bonus area.
No! No!
When we arrived at Ruined Kingdom I needed to restart the stream since we reached the 48-hour stream limit of Twitch. We managed to make our way through Bowser's Kingdom quickly until we reached the Mecha boss. I think I will just let the clip speak for itself.
No! No! This was so bad.
At this point in the stream my internet suddenly started getting really bad, so that was starting to worry me also. So I'm sorry if the background gameplay is lagging a bit from here on out. We got to Moon Kingdom, defeated Bowser, put the head on him, and started the chase sequence. Of course we had to do XD skip.
XD skip! Let's go.
And got to the final room. I sadly messed up the throwing of the fireballs, but overall Mario Odyssey went decently.
It's time.
Because my internet was so bad right at the end of the entire run, it really messed with my mood. I tried to fix it for over an hour before we went into the last game, Bowser's Fury, so that we could have a smooth ending. Sadly nothing really worked, so understandably I was kind of pissed off about it.
Delay by 64%? Are you kidding me?
Luckily Bowser's Fury is a really short game, but it's still sad that it was so laggy at the end. The gameplay was laggy in the stream and the chat was delayed by really much. I was so done with everything and just couldn't wait for it to end. So we got onto the first island in the game and instantly forgot the location of a cat shard I needed to pick up.
Wait, this was the last one? Where's the fourth one? Wait, this was the third one? Go down. Is it somewhere down here? The third one was here. Oh, it's there. I remember.
There isn't that much to talk about. I made my way through the game totally normal, but because of my internet problems my mood wasn't the best. My internet got so bad in fact that I decided that I would play the last 10 minutes offline for myself. So I hope that you trust me that I didn't just suddenly quit the last 10 minutes of the challenge. It's a shame that we couldn't have the ending that I hoped for, but sometimes that's just how it is. It's a shame because normally I really enjoy Bowser's Fury. But yeah, that's it. We beat every single mainline Mario game with an in-game time of 29 hours and 48 minutes and a stream time of roughly 50 hours. I hope you enjoyed my suffering. If you're interested in more content like this, make sure to follow me on Twitch under twitch.tv/starlyttv. Have a good time.